Hello everyone. I'm going to be going over the changelog for version 3.5.0 of New Frontier Craft. This came out on April 27th, 2024. So you can tell it's been a little bit. We apologize for the delays in getting this out. We've had a mix of different issues, but New Frontier Craft is still being developed. We have the newest update out for everyone, and we're working on some other stuff as well. We've got a station API port underway. But I'm going to go for the changelog of 3.5.0 to get that out to everyone so everyone knows kind of what new has been added. So, firstly, one big thing we've done is we have integrated ModLoader, Forge, Audio Mod, and ModLoader MP directly into NFC. So you'll get a bit of extra mod compatibility. A lot of mods you can just toss in NFC and they'll just load right up. We made it so food takes different amounts of time to eat, so if you're wanting to eat some food in the game now, you'll have to kind of hold down the right click button for a little bit. It still heals health points, and different things require different amounts of time to eat, so it's a little different than how modern works. But yeah, we found that added an extra nice layer of like different foods being useful for different things without sacrificing kind of the spirit of how beta works. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that, but that is a controversial change we feel, so yeah. But overall, we're pretty happy with how it turned out. Whether or not we'll bring that to the station API port, we've yet to decide. We'll see. Alongside this, we have added ravines and stalactite caves. So some fun new cave gen you'll see wandering around the world. Fun stuff. We've added copper doors, which are lockable via a redstone signal. So make that like a door, lock it with a lever, can't open it, unlock it, can open it however you want. We've added berry bushes. We've added blood moon flowers. We've added the carpentry workstation, so that can make a bunch of different recipes. Works kind of like the modern stone cutter. Some of those recipes include the new plated wood and new wooden planks, so you guys can check that out with the carpentry workstation. Also, we added the Gothic windows, which you can make via the scorched sand you can find in Nether. Cook that up in a furnace, and that'll turn into some fancy new windows for you. And also scorched sandstone, which works like the regular sandstone, but with scorched sand. We've added stained plank stairs and slabs. We've added mud bricks. We've added petrified trees, which are grown from the sapling and soul sand. We've added pizza, and we've changed up the recipe for cake, so it requires the berries and the berry bushes. Also, there are raw versions of the cake and pizza that you can cook up in the brick oven. Planters have been added, and these speed up crop growth on top of them as well as sapling growth. Uniscribe's Ears mod has been added directly to NFC, so some extra skin customizations are available to everyone. Torches can now be placed on slabs. Bows now have a durability of 1,000 instead of firing endless arrows. There is now a usable chat window and commands in single player, so it works more like modern versions of Minecraft. But yeah, full command system now added. We've improved tooltip information, so fuel times, tool tiers are listed on materials, food information, bow information, etc. So lots of different stuff are now listed actually on the items when you're hovering over them. So improvements there from what we had previously. We've added a brightness slider to the game, so this lets you kind of adjust how visible things are, accessibility features and whatnot. We added the paper doll feature, which works kind of like the old console edition feature where a little pop-up if your player pops up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen when you're crouching or flying around and whatnot. We've made it so dynamite is throwable, so finally added that little quality of life improvement. It's a little buggy on multiplayer, we're working on that. We've made it so you can customize the outline of blocks. We've added water biome colors. So these have been in the code forever, really. They just weren't enabled. But yeah, we just turned that on, so now it's fully visible in game. Painting outlines were added. Credit to BTA for the code. Thanks very much. We switched the compass recipe back to use iron instead of tin, so that's back to the vanilla beta 1.7 recipe. Armor protection is now tied to armor tier instead of durability, so it works a bit more like modern armor, but it does still protect against like fall damage and fire damage, so it's a little more widely usable still. We've moved the NFC terrain textures out of the main terrain.png file and into a separate NFC terrain.png file. So this is useful to texture pack artists. Be aware of that when trying to update your texture packs. We've added sky dimension and flatland dimensions into the code. These are accessible currently via the /dimension set 1 and /dimension set 2 commands for players that are in creative worlds that have cheats enabled. We intend to make these more accessible in the future, but we're working on some stuff, and we had some issues trying to get players spawning into those dimensions, so it's a work in progress. But you can mess around those dimensions if you'd like in the code now. We've improved the vignette texture. The FOV range was extended from 70 to 100 to 25 to 115, so you can zoom out and in a bit more. Osmium ore texture was changed due to an accidental copyright conflict we realized with one of the textures. We won't make note of what it was, but we did have some issues with that, so it's fixed now. Looks about the same though, so you'll probably barely notice. And a couple bug fixes. We've removed footstep stacking. The Alex model arms now render at the correct height. We've added a far lens jitter fix. Screenshots breaking and window rescaling has been fixed. The arm no longer gets messed up due to vehicles. And also, one final thing is that we did remove the creative options button from the creative inventory. This is due to the implementation of the command system, so it didn't serve much purpose to have the creative options alongside the redundant commands, so we've just swapped out fully the command system. You can see all the commands with the /help command. So yeah, that's all the information about New Frontier Craft version 3.5.0. I'll get a video out for it to everyone about version 3.5.1, 5.1_01, and 5.2 and 5.3, which I'm working on right now to get some bug fixes poured over from the Station API port. And yeah, also there will be one video released about the Station API port and what we've done so far there and what we plan to do in the future. Lots of fun stuff coming to New Frontier Craft in the future. Apologies for the delays once again in getting this video out to everyone. Had lots of issues, but we're back on it right now, and New Frontier Craft is underway. Have a nice day, everyone.